Elaine Simpson. Welcome to the Code Enforcement and Nuisance Board meeting for September 25th, City Hall Commission Chambers. I'd like to call the meeting to order, please. Roll call.
Deere.
Yes.
Simpson.
Yes.
Dearbone.
Yes.
Wilder.
Yes.
Thomas.
Yes.
Thank you. Now we need to look at the minutes for August 28th.
Motion to approve as read.
Yeah, we will.
Second.
Deere. Thomas. Deere.
Yes. Yes.
Simpson.
Yes.
Dearbone.
Yes.
Wilder.
Yes.
Thomas.
All right. At this time, we need to swear in the staff, please. You swear to tell the truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God. Thank you. Thank you, people in blue, for visiting today. You're always welcome. Thank you very much. Let's see, hearing agenda and appeals, our first case, case number 1, case 2017-5062, 202 Double Springs Road, owner Gibson. And Brad, you have that particular case, please.
This case is the result of a citizen complaint received on the 25th of May of last year. The case was brought before the board, as you may recall, at the May 2018 meeting for authorization to issue per-day fines. Per-day fines were approved by the board. However, at the meeting I explained to Ms. Gibson and her contractor that I would not issue the per-day fine unless they failed to obtain a building permit, pay their outstanding fines, and or begin work in a reasonable amount of time. On the 8th of June, the contractor called me and asked a few questions about contractors' licensing and licensing within the city as far as being a primary contractor or subcontractor. I explained my role in the process, and that was not a question I could answer, but I provided him the proper resources to get the answers he needed. On the 18th of June, I contacted Jeremy Seeger, who is the head of the city's building division, to get a status update on the building permit. Jeremy advised me that at that time that the owner had not paid for their outstanding fines, the contractor did not have a city license to do work, and all outstanding items for the permit were still the responsibility of the property owner. Nothing was outstanding on the part of the city. I emailed on the same day to Ms. Gibson to that effect, asking for a status update, and there was no response to my email or attempts at contact. So on the 22nd of June, which was a month after the May meeting, I inspected the property and it remained in violation with no positive changes having been made. Since there was no contact from the property owner and the building permit was still pending due to their requirements, a per-day fine citation was issued. It was posted on the property and sent by first class and certified mail to the PVA owner and address. The pictures you see on the screen are from that per-day fine citation. The front of the structure with broken windows, peeling paint, and smoke damage. Rear of the structure with the smoke damage, boarded windows, no utilities. Pretty much the same pictures you had seen at the prior meeting. As of today, let me go back. The per-day fine did run for a period of 60 days. That is final order, and that's done and over with. All the requirements were met for the building permit as far as fees paid, contractors licensing and such by the 10th of August. The property does remain in violation as of today. It's been open for 487 days, and it's been 3 years, 4 months, and 4 days since the fire. There have been some positive changes to the property. Still, obviously, some violations as far as the building being unsecured, not having a doorknob. Windows are still broken, standing water and such. Boarded windows. However, on the back side of the house, it looks like there have been 2 new windows installed. There appears to be work on 2 more that are going to be installed, and it looks like some work on the soffit fascia area there with some new wood there. Just as a matter of public record, I suppose, to go over the code section that would apply here is as far as an unsafe or problem structure, which this building is still classified as, it is to remain standing in a safe condition for a period not to exceed 60 days from the date of the fire. If a building permit is requested and approved, repair or renovation work to bring the property into compliance must be completed within 60 days of the date of issuance of the permit. And failure to do that results in the city to enter upon the property to remedy the situation and abate the nuisance by demolition or removal of the unsafe problem structure. The recommendations or the request that the staff had initially was a demolition order and we had prepared such through the city's legal department as well. However, since there has been some work, a per-day fine is again on the table as well, if that's the way the board would like to choose.
Reiterating something, you did say there's been over 1,200 days since the fire?
Yes, sir. The fire was in 2015. It's been 1,223 days.
Of course, the property's vacant. Is Mr. Gibson here? Would you like to say something, please? We need to swear you in, ma'am. We need to swear you in.
Okay.
Please tell us your name. Do you swear to tell the truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Thank you.
And state my name.
Okay. Your name, please. Thank you. You've got the microphone. Please make sure you speak into it.
Okay. I prepared as we were trying to get this done. Sorry. Just give you an idea of what the dates in addition to what were given. Could I?
What is that that you just given us?
It is actually a timeline of us trying to get so that we could come and start the work, so that you could see that we weren't just kind of like just.
You're just now coming up with a timeline? Is that what you're doing?
No. I just wanted to give you a timeline of the things that we had tried to do since the last time that we had come here, so that then we could, because I've got the emails and the text messages we've been trying to work with to make sure that we weren't just saying, no, we'll get there, we'll get to it. So this was just to show you that we weren't just saying, oh, just throwing it off, that we weren't serious about it. So that's all this was, is to show that when we paid the fine. And one thing I noticed that is that I thought it was 60 days since the time in which we got I'm thinking, and I guess I got that wrong, from the contractor's license. We've got the contractor's license on August 22nd, and we have been having conversations, as you can see, and putting paperwork together and trying to get it into so that we could get the right permits, so that we could go ahead and do what we needed to do. So that's what I was presenting and showing you, that we weren't just blowing it off.
Couple questions. Do you have any idea how much it would cost to put this house back in order? Do you have an estimate? No, I'm asking you.
Oh, you're asking me?
Yes, ma'am.
For the outside?
To make the house habitable.
Oh, yes, it's probably take about another $25,000. And what we have to do is we have to get the house, I think it is 85% of the way together, which everything has been paid for other than just, getting the outside. And then that way we can get the last $25,000 so that then it can be done and have the house totally ready, because we want to sell the house.
Board have any comments, questions?
What we wanted to do was make sure that we got the outside of the house done very nicely and look very good, so that then that way we could then kind of take our time on the inside. Because things I've already paid for is like a tankless water heater, things like that. I wanted it to be really nice. But I do understand the outside. I definitely understand that for sure. And that's kind of why I wanted to put this timeline as to what we've been doing since the last time that we were here, so that you just can see that we weren't just playing around because we immediately came and paid the fine of $1,139. So we wanted to get the ball rolling as soon as possible.
I don't know for sure, but I would think that 3 years and 4 months is probably the longest the city or anybody's ever let something like this go on. And I'm surprised that something more drastic hasn't been taken. I know you've paid fines and all those type of things, but it doesn't seem like you've made much progress at all.
Well, we really didn't get anything. We gutted all the inside. A lot of it was done on the inside of the house prior to. And so if I had really thought about it or known, then we would have started on the outside of the house. But I didn't know, and what I did was I had him come and gut and clean everything out of the inside. So then it makes sense, but I didn't think about it that way. I just thought it from the standpoint of let's secure the inside of the house so that it's not, falling down or anything like that. And so that would be my fault. I didn't know that, but it does make sense. And so therefore, that's why I wanted to show you, once you guys said something about the outside, is that then I wanted to show you that we haven't been just kind of lagging around. We've been...
How long have you owned this property?
Oh, Lord, we moved here. I owned this property since 1997 and raised my girls there. So
How long
I didn't move out. In fact, I kept the house there for the girls to go to Western Kentucky University. And I didn't start renting it out, I think, until, I'm trying to remember when maybe the last child finished at Western Kentucky University and I moved her to North Carolina.
How long did you rent that property? How many years?
How many? I'm going to guesstimate 3, maybe 3 years.
You paid for?
No, it's not paid for. I had to borrow money in order to help my daughters go through college. So.
Ma'am, did you have insurance on this property at the
Oh,
time of the
yes.
fire?
Yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. We always have insurance.
Did the insurance company declare this a total loss?
Don't know. I'm guesstimating maybe.
Did you receive a check from the
Yes.
insurance company
Yes,
for this?
and that's
at
what I
point in
paid
time?
for, to have all the insides done and things of that nature. So
So is the inside complete?
no, the inside is not complete. It's totally gutted. We've rewired the whole thing. The inspector has come. Am I right? The inspector has come for the wiring. The plumbing, I've paid for the cabinets and some other things. I just kind of did that.
So how long would it take to get both the inside and the outside complete from today? How long would it take to get that point?
Need your answer, ma'am.
Sorry?
Need your answer.
Oh, it would take 30 days to get the outside, and then how long on the inside? 3 to 4 months on the inside.
I think once she abates the exterior of the property, that's going to be the main focus initially, is the exterior. Once the exterior gets done within the 30-day time frame that they're giving, that's what I was curious about as well, what the time frame was for that. They have their permits now, so they'll be on their time frame as far as inside goes. As long as they don't rent it to anyone before it's finished, they should be okay.
No, we're not going to rent. We want to sell.
Sell it.
Yeah, I really want it. Well, my intention is that I never had the money to put the house together on the inside the way I really wanted it to be. And so I took this as an opportunity to do that and really make it nice. So, and I wanted the girls to come back and look at it and see, the house back together. Actually, 2 of the girls come up and check on the house from time to time. They live in Nashville.
Did you say you have an estimate of $25,000 to make it right inside and outside?
Yes.
Okay, what do you owe on it?
I want to say 45. I want to say 40, 45.
Do you recall how much insurance you received? You received how much insurance money you received for the fire?
I think it was a total of about 90,000. I'm almost positive. 90, maybe 95. I'm insured with USAA. And that's one of the things that Heather had wanted was to show. And so, you know, each time she asked for something, we would just I would send it to her.
You may have mentioned this, but you have secured the financial resources that you need right now to go ahead and complete this project.
Yes. Now, the last $25,000 draw, we have to have the outside done, which is it's already paid for, and also, I think it's one thing. Is it one thing left on the inside? I'm sorry. Installation and drywall on the inside, which is already paid for, and so that then we can get the last $25,000 to go ahead and complete everything, but the outside would already be done. I just kind of wanted some nice things on the inside for the house. Like I said, tankless water heater, things like that. Toweling, brand new, well, of course, brand new kitchen cabinets, but just wanted to put it together nicely the way in which I wished I had been able to afford to when I was raising the girls. It was a nice house, don't get me wrong, but you know how it is. You want to make it nice on the inside. I do understand the outside, and that's what, you know, why I wanted to show you that we haven't been just pushing it aside.
Looks like you have. It looks
I
like
know.
the only thing we can see is the outside. Everybody drives by, they see the outside of the burnt house.
Right. There, I do know that the wood and the windows was burned so badly, it had to be totally, on the windows had to be totally taken out. The only windows that did not have to be taken out, please correct me if I'm wrong, were the windows on, if you're looking at the house on the left-hand side, all the rest of them were burnt very badly, and so he had to go and take and redo all of the casing of the windows. Am I right? Okay. Casing of the windows. And so you see, I mean, I've already paid for the windows. Then, of course, they were going to try and come in. He was going to try and come in with his brother this weekend and finish up the back and put the door on. But then, of course, it rained. So,
So are we looking at 60 days that you need in order to get it in full compliance?
oh, you mean the outside? Yes. But, I mean, it's only because of, you know, just rain. But, yes. I can't hear you. Right. I mean, he was just saying that, you know, we live 2.5 hours away. So that's what you're seeing is that, you know, he came here twice, and then there were some things, extra things that they wanted. And so we had to get those things. But he came here twice to do some things, and then they said, well, no, you don't have this. Then, you know, then he came back again, and they said, no, you don't have that. And so that's kind of why we wanted to show you all that we weren't
So
just.
this gentleman is doing all the work.
Yes. He's a partner. I'm sorry. It's on the exterior. He says on the exterior.
I would like to, I'd like to make a motion well, first of all, has the previous fine been paid?
I can
I
find
have the
out.
receipt.
Can
In fact, I immediately
look at
paid
that?
that
Can I
on
look at
June the
that really
22nd. I'm
quick?
sorry, baby.
Can I look at that really quick? Let me see what you have. Okay. The per day fines have not been paid. They won't.
Previous per-day fine has not been
No.
paid?
No, not according to that receipt. But I'm going to double check there.
that
No,
per
we
day-
haven't. The only thing I paid was the previous fine, and I thought that it was supposed to be from the 60 days from us having all the paperwork ready to go. So, and I thought that it was that, you know, the board would have the discretion of saying that we wouldn't have to pay the daily fine if we had completed the work within 60 days of us having everything ready to go. So the only thing I paid was the the previous fine.
Clarify, at the time that she went to go pay that in order to get the permit, finance would not have known about the 60-day per day fine because it hadn't run its whole course yet. So it has to go that full 60 days, because if halfway through that or 50 days into that or whatever the property's in compliance, then that fee stops. So we have to wait the full 60 days to make sure that the fine is going to run the whole time. When it's not in compliance on the 60th day, then that goes over to finance for
So
$6,000.
we have not hit the 60th day yet.
No, we have. It just, when she went to go pay the fine, it hadn't hit the 60th day yet. So it hadn't shown up for $6,000 yet on finance.
Wow.
She wasn't notified by finance then, I guess.
Well, she either will be or would have been by now after that 60th day, and I would assume.
She
Did that
she went
stop? When
earlier
was-
to pay her the fines, and then so she would
Was
have
it
had
this
she
month?
would have had no idea about this current running fine.
The 60 days,
It
it
would
was
have
up
been,
this month,
it would
wasn't
have
it?
been August 20th-ish, August 22nd. I mean, that's
Okay.
60 days from June 22nd. So.
Okay. But yes, that's still owed.
Now, I will
The
say on the
6,000.
the memo we have from the legal department regarding the intent to demolish, this was dated September 17th, and this is a full title search and deed search. And it does show on this that there's an additional citation against the property in the amount of $103.92, in addition to what Ms. Gibson's already paid, and in addition to that $6,000. And I don't know what that's for.
It was for
is-
grass.
That was
We
for
had,
grass.
we had actually, and then we've since then had someone else cut the grass. So,
Chairman, right now, what's before you is an intent to demolish. Now, if you were thinking about taking other action, what's stopped now, the 60 days the per day fine has stopped. So I'm just telling you, when we start thinking about what you may want to do, is you could say you want to demolish, you don't want to demolish. You could also reinstate the per day fine for 60 days. Or I think fourth, you could take some other action. So I just want to give you your options there. But on the floor, this started with an intent to demolish.
And again, as a reminder, as we had talked about in May, your authorization to allow us to issue the per day fine does not mean we turn around tomorrow and go and issue the per day fine. We send a letter to Ms. Gibson, we give her 10 days to bring the property into compliance or to, show significant compliance on the property. And just like last time, we'll work with anyone as long as they're communicating and showing progress. But after 30 days, when there was no communication, at least we have your authorization at that point to then issue the per day fine if nothing's going on. So in that sense, if you were to give that authorization, we would continue to monitor the property, and if it's in compliance in 30 days, we don't issue the fine, we close the case, and everybody's happy. But if 30 days comes around and the building still looks like this with nothing being done, we have your authorization to then start that fine again.
My thought was if we went ahead and set, this gentleman said that they can have the outside within 30 days, complete. Windows, everything. Drive-by look like a new home. If we set a per day fine today and then come back next month and that property is not the way they said it would be, then we could start the demolition process at that time.
Correct me if I'm wrong, under the House bill, they have to have 10 days in order to bring the property into compliance before we can issue that fine?
Correct.
So we couldn't technically go out tomorrow morning and issue it, that we would still have to wait 10
Have to wait
days.
10 days.
10 days in order for them to start to show that compliance or significant progress before we would then issue that fine.
So technically, this time next month, they would still be under that 30-day window, or am I correct on that? Or with the 10 days that they have?
That's, yeah, so it's not 40 days. It's still a full
Okay,
30
so they have
days.
20 days
If
still.
that's how we were going to do it. But on the 11th day, if we went out there and nothing's changed and they said, you know what, we're not going to fix anything and the windows didn't come in, the shipment, whatever, on the 11th day, we could still issue that fine technically, but we have to have that 10-day buffer because of the state House bill.
As long as they're working with you, then
As we said in May, that's the intent, but again, we went 90 days and nothing was done, so that's what got us here in the first place, so.
It doesn't take long to put windows in a house. You could put windows in this home within 2 days, very easy. I mean, you gotta tear them out and you put them in. Then you've got the fascia you gotta put around. I understand that, sir. I've done that. So, but still, we're not talking about a long period of time here to get this property in order. The outside, that's correct, where it looks like it's within something when you drive by. The city's concerned about the perception and the safety and having locks on the doors where people can't go in, get hurt, et cetera, et cetera. 1,213 days or 1,225 days, that's what I'm kind of struggling with, guys. The length of time that we've been dealing with this. But I obviously want to help them too.
my personal opinion is I want to give them the benefit of the doubt, because if they say 30 days, my personal opinion is we give them that 30 days, and if they don't, this is the last chance, just because of the fact that if they're that close to getting the outside taken care of, the inside is the next step. If they've taken the measures that they needed to, even though it's been a long, drawn-out process, I think that, my personal opinion, we give them that one last shot at it. If they don't come through, then we either look at demolition or something else. But
Should we go ahead and put a per-day fine on that to help initiate the construction of this home?
okay with that?
Asking on the 30th day, could we start the per-day fine if it wasn't in compliance? We would have the ability to do that if that's what you chose, yes.
So I'll make a motion that we authorize a $100 per day fine to run for a period of 60 days, because it's going to be a 10-day period before you can initiate that fine, and they say they're going to have it done within 30.
Yeah.
So,
Second.
Dearbone, Deer,
yes.
Simpson,
Yes.
Dearbone,
Yes.
Wilder,
Yes.
Thomas.
You understand what we're talking about, ma'am?
I do, and I can't. You know how people will sit here and go, well, you didn't do this, you did. I totally understand. Bowling Green has been fabulous to me and my kids. So, and I understand that, somebody looking at that in their neighborhood. I can understand that. I have nothing to say other than I appreciate you guys. That's all I can say. I'll be glad to come. In fact, I would love to come back when it's finished on the outside, just to show you guys. I mean, it's I totally understand. If it were if I was living next door or something of that nature, in fact, that's the guy that was cutting the grass was the guy next door, and everybody keeps telling us they're interested in buying the house, but I understand. You have absolutely nothing to say.
We got a couple of minutes. Tell me what's going to happen the next 2 days regarding this property.
I know that the soffit and the fascia, is that right? That's already been bent, and he'll be bringing that down. So what is going in the next 2 days?
I don't live in Bowling Green. I live in Paducah, 2.5 hours away. It would take me 2.5 hours to get here. It's going to take me 2.5 hours to go home. That's why.
How accessible are you to this lady? I mean, are you working for her, or you do it in your free time when you
Come on up, introduce yourself. Let's swear you in too. What's your name, please?
How you doing? My name is Tyrese Allen.
You swear to tell the truth, no but truth, so help you God.
Yes.
Thank you. What's your relationship there?
This is a friend of mine, also a partner of mine. We have rental properties in Paducah, okay? She lived in a house in Bowling Green. When the house burned, I was busy. You know, I've been a contractor
You're
in the building for
partners,
20
right?
years.
You're partners.
Yes,
How many rental properties do you own?
3.
Three?
Yes, sir. I've been doing this for 20 years plus since I came out of the Air Force. So it was a situation where the people who she contacted couldn't move a little fast, so she got me involved. So now that I'm down here, I might come down on Fridays, Saturday, and Sundays and work. And so it will be something done every weekend, starting this weekend. All the fascia and soffit should be done by the end of this weekend coming up. And then the following week, we'll start getting the windows in.
Looked like electrical poles down too there in that one
No,
picture.
that's a temporary electrical. It's actually active. All the house inside has been completely gutted out down to the studs and bad wood cut out. And the whole house has been roughed in. So it's all ready to be
Got floors in it?
The only floors were bad was in the kitchen. That's where the fire was. The rest of the floors are hardwood. They didn't do any smoke damage to them. And the bath is going to be completely tiled, ceramic. So the house looks like a practically new house inside, new construction.
Are you going home tonight?
Yes, sir.
Who's going to do some work tomorrow to get something done?
Friday, Saturday. Yeah, and my days to come out. Be working on fascia and soffit. I actually bent all the metal a couple of days ago. We were supposed to come down Saturday. It rained on us, so we bent all the metal up to do all the metal work on the outside of the fascia and soffit.
All the stuff to be done.
Sir.
Any more questions, comments, board? Counselor, you got any comments? All righty, we understand where we are?
Sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All righty. Next case is the parking citation, case number 2. BG 124537, location 825 Meredith Street. And the respondent is Jeremy Ashworth. Mr. Ashworth here?
I don't see anybody else here, and I think it would stand as written.
So what do we need to do with it? Nothing. Well,
Resolved itself.
okay. All righty, do you have anything to add? Or you want us to,
No, sir, not tonight, thank you, though.
any more? Okay, a motion to adjourn?
Motion we adjourn?
Second?
Dearbone, Thomas, Deere,
Yes.
Simpson,
Yes.
Dearbone,
Yes.
Wilder,
Yes.
Thomas.
Yes.
Thank you. We're adjourned.